My name is Caden Allred.
And I'm Caden Tucker.
Today we want to give you a brief overview of our company, the Snow Swamper.
While we were trying to come up with ideas for this design project, we knew that we wanted to design some type of vehicle. After further consideration, we realized that there were very few options for snow-capable utility vehicles. Snowmobiles are small enough to fit in a truck bed, but lack the power to pull significant loads. On the other hand, snowcats can handle large loads, but are much too big to put in a truck bed. This provided us inspiration for the Snow Swamper.
Once we had identified the purpose of our project, we needed to consider what customers might want in such a vehicle. After interviewing, polling friends and family, and looking online at reviews of similar products, we were able to compile a list of design attributes that were important to each prospective customer. The table below represents the most common needs mentioned. The top three customer requirements were easy maneuverability in off-road situations, the safety of the driver in all conditions, and the ability to traverse terrains other than just snow.
Now that we had the customer needs sorted out, the next step was to introduce design elements that would address each of the customer needs. To decide how well the design elements corresponded to each of the customer needs, a house of quality was created, as seen here. This house of quality scores each design aspect according to its respective customer need and produces a rank of importance in the overall design.
The next step was then to brainstorm potential design concepts for the Snow Swamper. Here are some of the possible vehicle concepts we considered. At the top is a fan boat which is propelled by a large fan blade at the rear of the vehicle. This concept would be best used in situations where the ground is swampy, possibly covered in water, or very loose snow, and where maneuverability is not of super high importance. The concept below that one is a screw drive concept, where the tires or tracks are replaced by two large cylinders with a helix surrounding them, which when spun in one direction propels the vehicle forward, and when spun in the opposite pushes the vehicle backward. The third design concept that was considered was a hovercraft. Two fan blades at the rear of the vehicle were able to pivot 360 degrees, thus providing thrust, braking, and turning for the concept. The vehicle was held off the ground by a large central fan blade, which gave the vehicle lift and thus allowed it to cover different types of terrain. The fourth concept that was considered is similar to what is commercially known as the Argo. It is a six-wheeled vehicle which is driven by independent motors on each side, allowing the vehicle to be driven similar to a bulldozer. The benefits of this vehicle were that it could travel in any type of weather. It could be in the mud, it could be on gravel, asphalt, and in the snow. The drawback with this vehicle was that it was much too large to fit in the bed of a pickup truck. The last concept that was considered was a ripsaw, which is very similar to a tank, but travels at much higher speeds and is much more nimble.
Based on the design concepts we generated, we assembled a morphological chart in order to score individual attributes of each design with respect to their favorability and importance. Once we had done this, we simply chose the highest scoring design elements. The top 5 design aspects are listed here. The first aspect is a gas engine. This is more favorable than an electric motor as the Snow Swamper is intended to operate in remote locations where charging is not really an option. The second attribute is a six-wheel drive vehicle. This allows for easy travel over snow as well as terrain such as loose sand, mud, and gravel. Third, we have a hydrostatic drive. This is more reliable for delivering power to all 6 wheels rather than using chains or CVTs. The next attribute is a single seat. This reduces the gross vehicle weight and allows for a more compact design, the main drawback being passenger space. Finally, the Snow Swamper needs to be a rear-engine vehicle in order to maintain a low center of gravity and improve stability and traction.
Taking into account all of the design aspects just listed, we modeled the final design of the Snow Swamper just as you see here. It is a vehicle with 6 wheels, each independently driven by a hydrostatic motor. The rear white block in the back represents a motor that is attached to a hydraulic pump providing the power to all 6 wheels. Each of the wheels functions on an upper and lower A-arm suspension, thus giving the vehicle superior ride over rocks, crevices, in the snow, and through all terrain. The vehicle is driven by the two levers sitting up in front of the driver. They function in such a way that the right side goes forward when the lever is pushed forward, and the right side goes back when the right lever is pulled back. The same can be said of the left. Thus it functions as a bulldozer or skid steer. The final aspect is the tank below the driver's seat. This tank has been insulated to keep both the fuel and the hydraulic fluid at a temperature which is optimum for the vehicle functioning.
Though we did run into a few issues during this project, overall we had fun coming up with the design and learned quite a bit in the process. We hope you enjoyed taking a look at our project, and we appreciate you watching. Thank you.